Coming up next.
Some days, one other surprise I guess I have is that I get paid to do what I do. Some days it's just a great day and it's like today, if I was out flying today, this would just be a fabulous day.
The Job Talk podcast shares stories from people who are passionate and love what they do in their careers. Through conversation, we explore their careers, past work experiences, and the education that got them to where they are now. We are putting together a Career Crisis Ultimate interview series. We are asking experts to give their best advice and guidance around work anxiety, career pressures, career goal setting, and ultimately, career transformation. To learn more about this special interview series and get notified when it's available, please visit our webpage at thejobtalk.com/help. This is the shortened version from our in-depth conversation. Please visit thejobtalk.com to find the full episode.
Today's guest is Aaron McGill. Here's our job talk with a forest health supervisor. What do you love about your job?
Mostly I would say it's the variety. One day I'm in the office for catching up on stuff, and the next day I'm off looking at trees in someone's yard. People also call in and complain about what's wrong with my tree, so we'll go and we'll check it out. And you shouldn't have pushed all those rocks up beside it. You've killed the roots or whatever. Or we're hanging traps, or we're flying the province, or I don't know. It's a variety of work every day, and it's not monotonous ever.
Has anything surprised you over your career?
I guess the resilience of some of these pests and how they can just, the wind can come along and pick up 1 billion mountain pine beetles, little tiny size of a grain of rice, throw them over the mountains and truck them into Alberta. That's, to me, kind of amazing. Or the fact that they can pick up spruce budworm moths in Quebec, fly them all the way, the wind can just carry them all the way over the ocean and drop them in Nova Scotia. That happened back in the 70s, I think, back here. But it could just as easily happen this year. Some days, one other surprise I guess I have is that I get paid to do what I do. Some days it's just a great day and it's like today, if I was out flying today, this would just be a fabulous day. And sometimes you're taking you need to take a lunch break, right? So sometimes you'll land on an inaccessible beach, or somewhere where obviously somebody's been there, but it feels like nobody's ever been there. So, that's pretty incredible when you get to do that day like that.
When you look over your career, what do you think you're most proud of?
One that came to mind, I actually sent you a picture, was me in front of a plane crash. Back in around 1994, we got a call that there was a plane crash, and myself and 4 other guys, we went out with the helicopter pilot, and all we were given was a rough coordinate, and we were trying to find where the plane crash was. And it had rained the day before, and it was kind of wispy coming off the forest, and the crew leader in the front actually saw the smoke from the plane crash, and we basically flew over, hovered, we lowered a person in, they cut a pad big enough to fit the helicopter in, and there was no water nearby, and everyone survived, and we were able to load them all in and get them to the hospitals, and then basically the helicopter just came back and picked us up. But it kind of made the local newspaper, because not off, when you go into a plane crash, you don't expect to find anybody, and we were fortunate that I think there was one broken arm and a few other minor injuries, so that was pretty fortunate. And probably being able to help out in Slave Lake and Fort McMurray, that was kind of, I don't know if it was it was obviously a horrible thing, but just to be able to help out and try to, I guess, get people back in their homes as soon as possible was kind of rewarding, I guess.
Yeah, after the forest fires that took place there.
We were trying to get them back in as soon as we could.
Well, Aaron, congratulations on a successful career. It's fascinating to hear some of the things that you've done, and I just want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Job Talk podcast. For more information, please visit us at thejobtalk.com. Our podcast music was created by our friend Mike Malone in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.